Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, October 23rd. It is 6:21 right now. Market's going to open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly. Just got a few things here to update. All right, looks good. A few more things. Here. All right, looks like we are good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Looks like we're good to go. Good, a few moments for people to make their way in. I'm going to get started shortly. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start marking up liquidity, and then we'll go from there. So here is, let's start on the daily. Wait a minute, guys. My data is delayed. So this. Let me just refresh this real quick. Okay, we're good. Sorry, guys. I had delayed data, so I gotta just refresh this real quick. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, October 23rd. Happy Monday, everyone. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Just gotta refresh my chart real quick. For whatever reason, it said delayed right here, so I just had to log in, log out of my trading view. So, all right, guys, morning, everybody. Looks like everything's good. I'm gonna start market liquidity over here. So I'll start on the daily. Okay, I'm on the daily chart. I was like, the charts look the candles look different, but I was on a different chart. All right, looks like we're good to go. Let me go ahead and start market liquidity over here. So market liquidity over here on the daily. Going down to the 8-hour. Going over to the 4-hour. Let's see. Going down to the 1 hour. That. Now going down to the 30-minute, we'll change the color for levels right there. Down to the 15. Down to the 10. And it looks like we're good to go. All right, so we got liquidity marked up right here, guys. Closest level above is going to be right here at 33,154. That's going to be for a buy. It's a low level liquidity. So if you guys are looking to take it, probably only go for 100 pips or so, or even like wait for a retest of the area. Also, we have a lower level right here at 33,063, which is also a low level liquidity. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad level. It just means it's low level. It's a weak level. So it's marked up on lower time frame. So we got one over here at 33,063 and above at 33,154. They're both pretty close for the most part, like 300 pips away. So we got liquidity marked up right there. Going over here to the clean chart. Let's refresh this real quick. So we're over here on the clean chart. Let me check the news real quick for this morning. All right, we had news at 5:30, and that's pretty much it. It was Chicago Fed National Activity Index. We had that, it was negative. So 5:30 a.m. there was news. I'm going to mark that up right here real quick, which was right there. All right, so we got news right there, and that's pretty much it. We had news at 6:30, but that's a lot later, so we're not going to be on the live session at that time. Looking over here at retail sentiment, it's currently 60% long. This indicates that 60% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and sell. So we have a bearish retail sentiment. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down, unchanged right now. I'll have to update it when the market actually opens in the next 2 minutes. So we'll take a look at that later. But yeah, looking at this over here, today's overall bias. Retail sentiment is currently 60. It's bearish because it's currently 60% long. Fundamental bias, we'll take a look at that in a little bit. Short-term technicals, long-term technicals. Let's see, looking over here on the short term, it's currently bearish. You can see prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down, and it's also bearish here on the higher time frame. So it's pretty much bearish all around. So it looks like we have a bearish bias for today. I mean, we'll see what happens in the next couple minutes or so, but we do have a bearish bias at the moment. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Maria. Morning, Shannon. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Nikki. Morning, Marcin. Morning, Søren. Morning, Valentine. Morning, Randy. Morning, Johnny. Morning, Daniel. Morning, CJ. Morning, everybody. So hopefully everyone had a great weekend, guys. It's Monday. Market is opening in about 20 seconds. Hopefully you guys are ready for this market. And I hope this market is a lot more directional than last week. Last week is pretty much a rangy market all week. We still need profit, but I'm hoping for a smoother market today. So all right, guys, market is about to open just about now. So market is now open. I'm going to mark up opening price right there. All right, so we currently have a bullish momentum right here. So if you get two green candles, this one and the next one, then that's going to be the breakout V2. If you guys are looking to take it, again, it's not one of the strategies that I personally like to take. I'm just testing it still to see how it works long term. We've been testing it for 3 months and it works decent. It's not amazing, but it does work pretty decently. So it's just up to your preference if you guys want to take it or not. This is our clean chart. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price right there. I mean, it's a good strategy for if you're just looking for like one and done type strategy, but it's not super accurate. So you're going to have a lot of wins, you're going to have a lot of losses. As long as you take them consistently for a long period of time, it's going to balance out in profit. And you guys have seen that from the spreadsheet because we've been testing the strategy for 3 months now. So if you guys have been following the spreadsheet for the breakout V2, it currently has 26 wins, 21 losses, total profit of 1,250. So if you took all the trades like that come up and you just take them and you don't really like think twice about taking the entry, you should be in profit. It's currently at a 55% win rate since August 14th. We've taken it every single day. So if you guys want to take the strategy, you have to commit to it. You can't just take it one day and then stop taking it because it's not going to balance out. You might get caught in an area where it just continuously loses, but it does work well if it plays through. So Sisuk is asking, is that 33,154? Sorry, Sisuk, what are you asking about? Um, 33,154. I think it was on a different time frame. That's why. So you see how this level right here is marked up. It's not touching because it's marked up on the 10-minute. So it is touching something. It's touching this candle right here. I mean, it's touching something. It's right there. Yeah, it's just on the higher time frame. All right, so there goes the liquidity right there, guys. If anybody took it, it came right down, went straight to TP, and then it kind of like whipsawed back. So if you took the liquidity, I marked it up right there. I mentioned this was the first level, came down, blasted right through. I mean, the bias is bearish. So if you guys wanted to take it, was really tight though. So, I'd be careful with the entry. Also, there was an intraday scalp right here. I think the candle was too big though, so I wouldn't have taken it. There's a pivot scalp and an intraday scalp right there. William took it. He took it for 100 pips. So if you took the original application of the intraday entry right there, you could have caught it for, well, the ATR right now is currently at, or it was at 16. So whether you took it, I think it hit. I mean, I'm pretty sure it hit because if William took it for 100, it would have hit right there. So this would be the intraday scalp right here. I'll put it in the spreadsheet. Again, this isn't a strategy that I plan on applying myself either. They're just testing, or we're testing this to see if it's something that we want to apply. Because I'm just looking for one strategy that works good on open. I think the breakout V2 is probably the best option. But yeah, if you want to take the intraday scalp, you can take that too. So this is the intraday scalp on open. It was a win for 160 pips. Today is the 23rd. It is came up at like 632. I'll just estimate. It was for a sell win. So the intraday scalp right there hit full TP if you guys took it. I mean, depending if you took it as a and there's two different ways of applying it. If you want to take it the original way, use a 1030 split, that would for sure hit. If you took it the other way, you would just use ATR to figure out the TP stop loss and B, and then you would take it that way. If we get two red candles, there's currently a sell signal right here. So if you get two red candles, that's going to be the breakout V2. Again, these are strategies that we're just testing, guys. So the only official strategies that we're applying are the momentum pullback scalp and the high-low scalp V2. There's three strategies that we're testing on open. There's the breakout V2, there's intraday scalp on open, and momentum counter scalp. So those are pretty much the three strategies that a lot of people take here on open. They typically happen within the first 30 minutes of the market. That's why a lot of people like them, but they are risky because obviously you guys know that market hasn't stabilized the first 30 minutes. So that's why I personally don't like them, because I like strategies that are a lot more tangible. And you're like, I know where price is going. And these strategies are kind of, they're kind of random. So there's going to be periods where like they're going to hit and they're going to hit hard. And there's going to be periods where they don't hit and they continually don't hit. The only good thing about them is that they're one-to-one. So, as long as you take it consistently, you'll make profit on those trades there. See, Maddie said he's looking for a high low. Yeah, it's kind of early right now. I'd probably just hold off and wait. If we get 2 green candles here, I couldn't tell if this middle candle right here was green. Let me check on MT4. My MT4 looks really weird right now. I'm not sure if anybody else's looks like this candle right here on MT4 is red for some reason on FTMO. I don't know if anybody can see that. If you guys have 2 screens here that are open, this candle right here is like a big red candle for some reason. Looks like the data might be delayed on FTMO, guys. So just be careful when you guys are taking the trades. I mean, it looks fine. It's just this candle right here. I don't know if anybody's looking at their MT4, but if you look on your MT4, this candle right here is completely different. It's a huge red candle. So, all right, I'm gonna let the market kind of stabilize here a bit. Yeah, so just be careful. It looks like MT4 is kind of delayed on their data. Anyways, so Maddie took did you take the high-low scalp, Maddie? Looks like there's one that came up over here that Maddie took. Yeah, so Maddie over here took the high-low scalp V2. Took this one right here. But Maddie only went for 100 pips. So price came up, came down right here, broke above, came back down below, and then Maddie took it for a quick profit of 100 pips. The ATR is actually really low right now, guys. So I think if you want to take this, I'd probably use a 20-20. I wouldn't go for a 30-30. Or I mean, you guys can line it up for a 30-30, but then if you want to pull out early, I would just pull out early because the volatility is too low. It's kind of tough to go for a 30-30. I mean, it'll probably hit. I mean, the trade right now is still technically running. I'm not going to follow into this though. I'm gonna be a little more disciplined this week. Last week I did a lot of FOMO trades that were not good. I mean, I won the trades, but they weren't good. So I'm not going to FOMO into this move here. What me and Maddie we've been discussing and what I've been doing as well is typically if this entry comes down, you can write it down to the next whole number. So you can see how this entry came up at the 70. Maddie pretty much wrote it down to the 50 right here. So if you guys want to do that, I know some people like to trade off whole numbers. It works well. So yeah, I'm not going to hop into this. I'm just going to wait for the next one. But the trade is running right now. It's just a little too early in the session because typically I want to wait for the market to stabilize a bit. So like, around this period, around like 640, 645. The thing is, the market hasn't really been moving too crazy. So it's actually moving a little smoother and it looks kind of stabilized, but I mean, who knows? Today's Monday. It's a little riskier. If you guys are not familiar with like how the market moves on Monday, it's typically kind of it's toss up. Mondays and Fridays are usually the riskier days to trade because Mondays people are re-entering the market from the weekend, and then Friday people are exiting the market for the weekend. So that's why the market there's not really much of a direction that's been set yet. Even though we have a bearish bias, you guys can see everything's pretty much bearish. Let's take a look at the fundamentals real quick. The fundamentals right now are they're down 197 points. We're definitely in a bearish bias for today. So everything is bearish. It's a good thing and it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because we actually have a direction, but it's a bad thing because if everything is super obvious that it's bearish, then it just puts up the opportunity for manipulation in the market, right? If everybody's going for sells or everybody thinks price is going to go down, then it just puts up opportunity for the market makers to pretty much manipulate the market. So, yeah, I'm gonna take this off. I don't want you guys to think I'm in the position. We'll come back and we'll take a look at it if it's still running. But for now, we'll look for another entry. And the market's not really moving. You can see the candles are big, but it's not really moving too directional. We'll go back to the clean chart over here. Let me mark up some structure. So we got structure right there. We got structure right here. And you guys can see that price is kind of just bouncing between these two areas here. I'll draw another structure right here just so that you guys can see. And I'll clean this up later once we get a new high. But price is pretty much ranging within this area right here. It's not really a good area to trade in. The trade that Maddie was talking about earlier, I mean, it's still technically running. So it is still running right now. So if it comes up again right here and we use this level, I'll probably get into this one. And then, I mean, again, the volatility is very low. It's currently 23 right now. So you probably want to use a 25 for your TP stop loss. Let's see. All right, so price is breaking below here. It might give opportunity for another entry here because price can break below. And then this is going to be another level right here. So I'll probably get into this one. I won't get into this one late, but I'll get into this one if it does provide an entry for us. So I'll just take this off for now. Well, I'll use a 25 for now, guys, because the volatility is not high enough. All right, so it looks like it blasted right through and it hit CP. The 300 is still running. All right, so full TP right there. I'm just going to document the trade in the spreadsheet. I'm not going to count it, obviously, because I didn't take the trade. The only trades I count are the ones that I actually take. This one over here came up at 636. I'm going to come back and watch that if it comes back up. So 636. It's for a sell when 300. Allergies are killing me. All right, so if anybody took a trade there, it already hit full TP. I was looking for the next opportunity right here. If price does come back up, I'll take the next entry. So I'm looking for price to swing back up and then come back down. If that's the case, I'll look to take right here. The volatility is starting to pick up a bit. It's currently at 24 ATR. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think there was another level of liquidity that got hit too. Yeah. So if anybody took the lower level right here, I mean, pretty much all the entries that are marked up for the day have pretty much hit. Yeah, full TP right there too. So if you guys took liquidity up here, full TP. If you took liquidity down below, full TP as well. Looks like Andrew caught that one. Nice work, Andrew. All right, so we are getting a directional push here, which is good. Yeah, I think for the moment, I'll use a 25. 30 is just a little too far off right now. We're not going to use this lower level. We're going to use this higher one because this is the closest level. So we're not going to use this one right here. We're going to use this one. So we're on the second candle here. We have about 5 candles until, or within 5 candles, price needs to climb its way back up. Once it climbs its way back up, we'll look for it to make its way back down. So what I'll do here is I'll start marking up levels for the momentum pullback scalp. Or let me see real quick. I didn't even take a look to see if we had momentum counter scalp. So there's a momentum counter scalp that came up right here, guys. I don't know if anybody identified it or saw it, but it came up right here. There's 2 green candles, and then it came up right there for 100 pips. So I'll put that right there in the spreadsheet as well. This entry came up at 639. All right, so price comes back down. We'll be able to look for entry right there. All right, so we have a setup right here coming up for the high-low scalp V2 if anybody's looking to take it. I don't even have time to set it up. I'm just gonna watch it and see where it goes from here. All right, so if price comes back down to that blue line, it's gonna be an entry for a high-low scalp V2. The ATR is actually really high now, so I might go back to like a 300 TP stop loss. But if I don't feel comfortable, I'll probably pull out early because the ATR is kind of mixed. It's just going, there's a lot of movement. Let's see. So it is currently, I was trying to put my pending order right there, but I couldn't get it in. See, I couldn't get into the position yet. Let me see if I can get it. When it comes back down, I'm gonna get it because I was trying to like time it and I couldn't. Okay, I'm in now. All right, so the ATR is kind of like, let me see, this is currently 25.25. We're gonna be using a 30.30 on this because the ATR is kind of shifting a bit. But I want to see where, I'm gonna put a line where the 20, or I could kind of just gauge it as price comes down from where it's at. So price is currently, I don't like the back and forth movement here. Let's keep watching it. I'm just kind of thinking whether I want to move my stop loss in profit or if I want to pull out early or whatever the case may be. Let's see. It's ranging like super heavy right now. And it's gonna hit our stop. Nope. Oh, I got stopped out. All right, so unfortunately I got stopped out. This is the first loss that I think we've taken for the high-low scalp V2. It's just not a good area for us to trade in. So unfortunately, this is my first loss for October. I'll take the loss and move on with it. It happens. So one loss right there. Unfortunately, I didn't get into the first one. If I got into the first one that Maddie mentioned, we would have been break even because they would have been at the same level. But unfortunately, this one I lost. So it's all good. Moving on to the next trade here. Let's see. There's just a lot of stuff going on. Oh, crap, what I do. There's a lot of stuff going on where I'm just looking at too many things at once. And it's just one of those trades that didn't hit. So, all right, I'm going to add this to our spreadsheet. And I will post my losses, unfortunately. First loss for the month. First loss in a long time, actually. We've been on a winning streak for a little over a month, I think. Anyways, this huge candle right here. We just got caught on that huge reversal side. Anyways, let me go and just put this over here real quick. Official trades. On the high-low scalp. V2. -3 pips. Forgot what the, and I haven't posted a loss in a long, well, I haven't had a loss in a long time, so I don't even have a stop loss symbol here. There we go. All right, I'll post my losses later. We'll continue looking for another trade here, but that's the first loss for this month. So let's go over here to the spreadsheet. I'm gonna add that over here as well. It was this one right here. Yeah, so if you guys can see over here, it's been on a pretty good win streak for a long while now. The last loss that we took, well, we didn't take, we actually just documented it, but we didn't take it, was back in October 18. So it's been a pretty good win streak since. So the entry came up right here. 10, 23, 23, 6, 48. It was for a sell, loss negative 300. Yeah. All right. There was loss right there. All right, looking at my spreadsheet over here for all of my official trades. Let me see if there's any other entries coming. There's no entries coming, so it's fine. We'll come back to it shortly. But anyways, here is the spreadsheet with all of my official trades for the month so far. I was hoping to close this month out with no losses, but it's all good. It is what it is. Yeah, I was in a pretty good win streak from September 15th up until today, October 20th. I had nothing but wins on these live sessions. So it was about time for this to happen. Can't win forever. Anyways, so looking at this over here, guys, we'll be looking for the next opportunity as price comes back down. Looks like this one's already been used. Yeah. So right now we currently don't really have a trend. You guys can see the pivots right here. They're kind of just twisting and they're just crossing over. So we need this red pivot to be either below all the other pivots for us to start looking for buys, or we need the red pivot to cross back above all the other pivots to look for some sells here. I mean, it looks like price is just in a huge range. So here's the markup from earlier on our clean chart. And you guys can see that price it's pretty messy right now. It looked nice until price reversed. So if I play back to this area right here, price actually looked really nice because it was opening price up here and price was just climbing down continuously, right? And then right now, price just ended up doing this huge reversal to the upside right there. And now it's kind of just back at open. So we don't really have much of a direction here for today. I was hoping it'd be directional, but it looks like price is just in a huge range at the moment. I'm not sure if there was news that came out. Let me check CNBC real quick. So there was a breaking news event right here. It said stocks fall on Monday. Stocks fall on Monday as 10-year treasury yield tops 5%. So, I mean, this news event could have affected our trade. There's just a lot of stuff that's going on behind the scenes. This came out it came out literally when our trade came up at 6:45. So as soon as they say stocks fall, what happens with the market? It does the opposite. It climbs all the way back up. So it's just bad luck. Yes, Maria said the CNBC indicator. Right. All right. So we don't have a trend right now, but if the trend stays bullish, then that's fine. We can continue looking for possible buys here. I'm going to see if I can get one more trade to just offset the trade or offset my loss for today, or bring me back to break even. Because I just need one more trade. If I have one trade here, it'll bring me back to break even. So I just need to get that going. Thankfully, one of my it sounds like revenge trading when you say it that way. Yeah, I'm not trying to revenge trade, guys. So just a heads up, I'm looking for a good entry. I'm looking for one more good trade. Yeah, exactly what Kip said. Kip said, what you mean is looking for one more good trade. Exactly. Yeah, this trade over here was good, guys. So if you guys took the loss with me on that one, there's no problem with it. There was nothing wrong with that trade. Everything lined up perfectly. We had price break below right here, came back above, came back for the touch, and then just did a full-on reversal. So it's all good. Losses happen. If you guys want to go back and reanalyze it, it's going to be the entry that happened right here at the 632 lower low. Price broke, came up, came back down, did complete fake out reversal. So it's all good. Looks like we might have a shifted trend over here. Vince is asking, your stop loss is tighter for the next trade right now. No, the lot size is lower. You shouldn't really change your stop loss. The stop loss needs to be where it's always at, where it should be. what you should do is lower the lot size. So that's what needs to be shifted and changed. Or I mean, if you want to lower your stop loss, I mean, you can. It just depends on like the market conditions. So like right now, the ETR is super high. So I probably wouldn't lower the stop loss because it's currently at 30. If the ATR was lower at say like maybe 20, then you can lower your stop loss to like got 25 or even 20. Right now, I would probably just lower your lot size. And thanks for like mentioning that, because now I got to figure out what I'm going to do too, because my copiers, my copiers are all set to fixed lot, so I can't change. I might just have to turn off my copiers if I decide to take the next trade. So thanks, Vince, for mentioning that. I didn't even think about that with my copiers. All right, so I'm looking for a possible opportunity here for an entry. There's nothing for us to take here just yet. Okay, so we have this level right here. Price broke past it, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the fourth candle right here. If price comes back down, we may have opportunity for it to go back up for entry right there. But I don't think it's going to come back down, not yet. Yeah, Kip said looks like looking like a liquidity sweep up until it corrects down like it should. Yeah, I agree too. So it doesn't look like price is going to come down right here. We have this first candle here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the fifth candle. If this candle doesn't come down, there's not going to be any opportunity for this level right here, which I wasn't really expecting anyways. All right, so nothing there. I'm gonna take that off. So if that's the case, let's use this level up here. I'm going to go ahead and mark up levels over here for the momentum pullback scalp. So we got the level down here. $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $90, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50. All right. So I got the levels over here marked up for possible momentum pullback scalps. Looks like we already missed the entry. So the entry came up right here. It came up super quick. We had price push up. This red candle right here pulled down. And the momentum pullback scalp was like literally right there. I don't know if Maria caught it. So nice work. Maria caught it. I think C-Suit might have caught it. Yeah, it happened too quickly. I was like too busy marking up the levels and I missed the entire trade here. This would have been a good offset to my loss, but it's all good. It happens. I just missed the trade. I was too slow with marking up the levels here. So yeah, it happened way too quick. But it looks like Maria caught it. A couple other people caught it. So I think what I might do, guys, is I might start, or I don't know. I don't want to do that. I was going to say like maybe I could come on the live session a little earlier and mark up all these levels like before the market even opens. But no, because it's just going to make a messy market. It's going to be a messy chart. I like marking this up later because it like initially we'll have a clean chart and then it'll get a little messy later, but we'll see. It's usually not a problem where I mark up these levels because we have to wait for the market to stabilize anyways. But I mean, we'll see if this becomes a case, and then yeah, if this becomes a case, then we might just have to like line these up a little earlier. Nice. So Daniel over here said that he just scaled his candles to the 10s. Yeah, I usually do that too. You can just scale it here on the side. So that might be a thing that I might do too. Yeah, you can do that. And then you can also go to your settings and you can just make the lines darker. So there's different solutions to it. So maybe I'm just being a little like, I'm just being a little extra by having these lines on the chart, but it's all good. Yeah, thanks for that, Daniel. I'll probably maybe do that. I'll just try different solutions if necessary, but right now I think this is, you just got to deal with it. So, all right, guys, there was a momentum pullback scalp that came up right there. This momentum signal has already been used, so we can't use this anymore. What we have to look for next is we have to look for a retracement, so a red momentum signal, and then a correction back up. Once we get that, we can look for another opportunity when price pulls back for a momentum pullback scalp. But at the moment, we just don't have anything here to use here in this specific vicinity. So let's go back to the high-low scalp V2. We'll come back to here once we have a sell signal that confirms a retracement, and then we have another buy signal to confirm the continuation. So we'll come back to that later. But right now, our main focus will be here on the high-low scalp V2. All right, so we just gotta wait. That means maybe a waiting game for a while. All right, so we have a sell signal right there. Sorry, guys, 1 second. Oh, I think they're killing me. All right, so the sell signal right here didn't close, guys, so there's no entry for, or there's no opportunity yet. So we have a pending sell signal here. If the sell signal closes, then we'll have the confirmation of retracement. And once we have that, we can look for the continuation. Going back over here to the high-low scalp V2. First, we need the high to get established. So that might take some time. All right, we got some breaking news. We said, let me split up on my, I don't know, I'm looking at my phone. Some breaking news on CNBC. All right, so Bill Ackman covers bet against Treasury, says too much risk in the world to bet against bonds. Okay. So if you guys remember Bill Ackman, I think he's the one that's betting against, or no, he's not the one that's betting against. There's another Michael Burry. Michael Burry is betting against the stock market right now. So if you guys have been following us for a while now, Michael Burry, he's known for like betting against markets, and I think he bet like, I don't know, like a couple billion on the stock market to basically crash in the next couple of years. Not really crash, but like drop heavily. So Bill Ackman, he's another whale out there that puts big, bets in the market. And basically, there's breaking news here that shows that he covers his bet against the Treasury because obviously what's going on in the Middle East. So if you guys don't care about that stuff, it doesn't matter. I'm just giving you guys a like kind of rundown of like the bigger players in the market, like where they're betting, where they think market's going to go. For us, it doesn't really matter because we're scalping and we're only trading for an hour in the morning. So a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes doesn't really affect us because we're just in and out of the markets very quickly, from day to day. So yeah, it's just good to know though. It's good to know. So if the market's like crashing like super heavily, we already have an idea because there's that big sell bet on the Dow, basically the entire stock market. And then also if the market goes up, I mean, we already know because of the people are going against this bet. There's just a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, guys, in the world. We have US elections that are coming up next year too, so that's going to be pretty exciting for the market. If you guys have never traded during election season, the market's pretty crazy. It's very volatile, and it's good for us because we need that volatility. So we just have a lot of stuff going on. As you guys know, the US has backed Israel in the war in the Middle East. So it might be the start of World War III. I mean, there might be like I kind of laugh about it, but it's like it's serious. There's a lot of stuff that's going to happen over the next year or so because we got like the recession, we got the war in the Middle East that can lead to World War III with China. We have US elections. There's just a lot of things happening next year, and I think it's gonna be an exciting year for like the markets. So like, if you guys are here with this trading, come this time next year, I think there's gonna be a lot of profits to be made with the increased volatility. So we have a possible entry over here for a high-low scalp V2, guys. We have this candle here that's touching it. It hasn't broke past it, but if it does break and close past it, we'll have an opportunity for a possible high-low scalp V2. So we'll use this level because this level is the lowest one. I mean, there's another higher there, but we'll use this level here, of course. So it hasn't broken past it yet, but we'll be looking for price to push above, break past it, fake out, and come back up. And that's where we'll be looking to take our buy. All right. So there's not much for us to really work with here. I mean, there's not too much going on. You guys can see from the market here, it's kind of just going sideways. Yeah, again, I don't think there's much of a direction here, fortunately. I'll take this off later once price breaks out of it, but here is our clean chart. As you can see, there's not really too much going on. Price is just ranging within this area. Right here, we'll see if price breaks past it, and then if it continues, but I mean, it looks like another trap being set up. It's basically the same trap that we got caught in earlier over here, because price was kind of like bouncing between it, broke past it, and came back up, came back down, but it didn't actually continue dropping. It just ended up pulling back into the range right here before fully reversing. So it's kind of the same thing that happened down here. So just be careful with this entry up here. I mean, I'll let you guys know if I do take it. Right now, I'm kind of second thinking my trade right now, because it kind of looks like the same setup that happened right here, the one that we just lost. So the one that we lost over here, it's the same thing. Price was ranging. It came back down, and then it pulled back into the range before making a complete reversal. So that might happen here too. Price might range. Then it might fake out, pull back into the range, and then come right back down for correction. Because this is going to be the target price point, opening price, right? If price corrects back down, it's going to correct back to the opening price right here. So this is something I don't want to be caught in. Fake out like it happened right here. So you just got to use these patterns. Like, you have to look at the market and see what's happening, because the market structure will typically tell you what's going to happen next. Usually it's a repeat of what happened earlier. So just be careful with this entry here. If it does come up, obviously I'll let you know. My target price point is going to be down here for if price does correct back to where it's supposed to go. Because right now everything's bearish, so price shouldn't be up here right now. Let me check sentiment real quick. Well, sentiment's kind of shifted a little bit. It's more of a mix. It was at 60, went down to 58. Looks like some people pulled out of their positions from there. All right, so we have a possibility of it setting up right here, guys. But again, you might want to be a little careful with the entry, just like I mentioned, because if this becomes the same pattern as like what happened down here, you don't want to get caught in that same fake out. And I just don't like the way it's moving. You guys can see here how it's going sideways. Like, it would make sense if price was climbing, but it's not really climbing here. It's just going back and forth. So just be a little more cautious with this entry right here. Of course, I'll mark it up and follow it, and I'll see if I can get into this position here. Yeah, I'm just going to be a little more. I have to think about it before taking this entry. Okay, so we have a break right here. Price going to close, it looks like. All right, so price is closed right there. We have the setup right here. We need price to fake out basically. So right here, price broken close past this high. But we need price to come back down for the fake out or retracement pullback. And then we need to look for it to come back up. For entry there, right? So we're just looking for this red candle to pull back below, and then we're going to look for it to swing right back up. All right, so right here we have the setup. ATR is currently at 25. So I think the 30 would be fine if you guys want to use it. I'll continue looking for it over here. I'm going to try to get in, but I'm going to have to put in the order there. I need to wait for it to actually set up. So here goes, the price pulls back. And see if it swings back up from where it's at. All right, so we have a possibility of entry right here if price does swing back up into that that level. And if you guys want to go for a smaller TP, like 100 pips or so, you guys can do that as well. I mean, it might even be a safer bet, to be honest, because like the way that it's, the way that the markets are moving, it's, I mean, you could almost guarantee the move if you're going for only 100. But all right, so we're just waiting for this to come back up. If it comes back up within the next 5 candles, there's going to be opportunity for entry. If it doesn't come back up, then there's no entry there. It has to happen within 5 candles though. So if 5 candles pass and it doesn't come back up, then there's no entry at this setup. So I'm just watching it. I'm not putting a pending order here. I'm just going to watch it. I'm going to enter manually as price comes, obviously goes back up. Because I have to make some adjustments because of my copier. Let me see where I'm at right now. Yeah. Because all my copiers they're at a fixed TP, they're at a fixed lot size. So I don't know if I can even take it straight on my copier. I might have to turn off my copiers. And then I just gotta move some things around. All right, so there's still no entry here right now. We're currently on the second candle. So it's currently active right now, guys. If you guys are looking to take it, spread right now is currently at, let's see. It's currently at 190. It's currently running in profit right now. See how much is like 100 pips. 100 pips would be like right there. So if you guys are looking to just take 100 pips, that's going to be where your exit would probably happen at. So there we go, as price pushes up. And as it continues to climb. Yeah, 100 pips already hit. So if anybody was looking to take it for 100 pips, I mean, it already went through. So if you guys wanted to be safe and just pull that at 100, you could have done that right there. Yeah, let's see. Where's the whole number at, Maddie? So this is right here. The whole number is going to be I mean, it could even push even. I missed a couple different whole numbers there, like at 25, and then there's like another one at like 50. It's just the volatility here is like very low, as you guys can see. It's not really moving too much. It's moving a lot slower than I would have anticipated. Looks like majority of you guys already pulled out of the position. So I mean, majority of you guys are solid already if you pulled out at 100. Just watching it right here. I'm going to see where it goes from here. Just ranging a lot. Panel size is very small right now. I'm just looking at the MT4 to see where, yeah, I don't like the way the candles are moving here. All right, so we're just watching it kind of go sideways here. If you guys want to pull out in profit, I would probably recommend just pulling out in profit if you guys do have the opportunity to, because the what's that? Did you guys hear that? It's weird because my computer is muted, so I don't even know what that noise was. It's kind of weird. Anyways, guys, so looking at this over here, I mean, I'm hoping like a lot of you guys pulled out right there at the 100 mark. As you can see, it's doing kind of what I was warning about earlier. It's the same pattern that happened earlier over here. So with this over here, you guys can see, I just didn't feel comfortable about the position, so I didn't feel like taking it. I was just watching it. But this over here, it's the same pattern that played out with the loss from earlier. So it's literally the same thing. Price came down for the entry right here, and then it kind of faked out. And the same thing here. It came up and then it just came right back down. It pulled back into the range. So you guys can see the range right here, faked out, filled the entry, and then went back into the range. And then same over here, it did the same thing. So it's just a very unusual market today, guys. Let me mark this structure right here. So if you guys look back at this like structure down here, it's the same thing that happened. But this one's actually, it's kind of just, yeah, it's a super messy market. I'm going to document this right here. I didn't take the trade though. I was kind of just sitting back and watching, but you guys can see it's a mess. So let me go put this over here real quick. The entry came up at, let's see, 712. I'll put this over here in the spreadsheet. Yeah, it's crazy. Like the same thing happened. 712, sorry. 712, it was for a buy, also lost. But it looks like the majority of you guys already pulled out in profit. So looking over here, if you guys have profits to post up, feel free to send them in. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at our profits so far. So let's see, we got Johnny over here. He's currently at 1,275. Nice work right there, Johnny. We got Vince over here. He took that loss earlier that we took for the Hilo Scalping 2. We have Kenny over here, total profit of 1,340. So nice work right there, Kenny. Looks like, yeah, it's been a mixed day today. I mean, some people took the trade from earlier, some people took the other trades because there was a lot of entries that came up today. If you guys took the one, I only took this one right here, the first one, and I took a big loss on, well, not really a big loss, but I took a loss on that one. So I lost on that trade right there. And then everything else was, yeah, I mean, everything else was pretty much a win. So if you guys look at the other entries, you know, liquidity pushes, they all pretty much went to TP. Yeah, even this one over here. So this liquidity over here hit TP, and there was an upper level over here too that we drew up that looks like hit TP too. It just like blasted right through it. I don't know if there was any momentum pullback scalps. Actually, there's one that's, no, it's not going to set up here. It's setting up, but it's not going to be an entry because it's too close. We need this to push up a bit higher from where it's currently at. So let's see, C6 is calling it. Yeah, so C6 already hit his profit goal for the day, so he's done, which is fine. If you guys hit your profit goal for the day, you guys can wrap it up too. The market's just not really moving very directional. I mean, it's moving directional, but it's going to a lot of ranges. So I wouldn't necessarily risk too much in this market here. Yeah, I had a feeling this was going to happen. So if you guys listen to my analysis here, this is what I was worried about this position. That's why I decided not to take it. And I just watched it because it's the same thing. It's just this, then it corrected back up. So I don't know if anybody held it for the full move. because I know sometimes people want to just hold on to it. It looks like it went over here, faked out again for the bottom, and then it went straight back up. But it looks like the majority of people pulled out at the 100 pip move there. I think there might be another setup over here. Yeah. So there may be another setup setting up. I'm definitely not going to take this one if it comes up, because it's I mean, you guys can just look at these current candles. They're very small. And it looks like price is probably just going to continue ranging. So over here on the clean chart, as you guys can see, price pushed above it. And then as it pushes above, it looks like it's just going to push up slightly and then go back into another range. Let me go and update the zones over here. Actually, these zones are fine. This one over here should be taken off. And it looks like another zone right there. Check the ETR. That's good. Yeah, Maddie said he's calling it. So you guys one trade and he's satisfied. Yeah, it's all good. If you guys are happy with your trades, feel free to wrap it up for the most part. Okay, so there's another setup right here, guys. Again, I'm not going to take this trade. I'll mark it up for you guys if you guys want to take it, but I just don't like the way the market's currently moving right now. It's not moving smooth at all. So we have another setup here. Actually, the trade's already filled. So there's technically the trade right now is currently, it's active right now. But I'm definitely not going to take this trade here. Today's market is just not it. It's I mean, personally, I think this can really go either way. It can probably hit or it probably wouldn't. The ATR right now is very low though. So if you look at the ATR down below, it's currently at 21. So if you are looking to take this trade, I would probably only go for like maybe 25. Because the ATR is obviously the volatility is dying down. So if you do a 25, this is what the setup would look like. Yeah, Andrew said, feel like it'll go back to open. There's no certainty of direction. Yeah, I agree too. So I definitely agree with Andrew. So Andrew said that, well, his analysis is that there's no certainty with direction. So he thinks price may pull back to opening price right here. I mean, that's the only direction I can see price really going. Eventually, price may push up slightly and it's pushing up right here. Yeah, look, the one trade I decided not to take, it goes straight through. That's all good. But if you guys took the trade there, you guys can see it went straight through. The one trade I decided like I'm for sure not going to take, it went straight through. This would have been nice to recoup my loss from earlier, but it's all good. As you guys can tell, I'm starting to get into the FOMO mode, which is never good for anybody. So I'll just keep watching. I don't think I'm going to take any more trades myself, guys. I'm going to take that loss and I'm just going to take it as is and move on. I'll continue looking for entries here, but yeah, because I'm starting to get a little FOMO after this position right here, because this would have been good to recoup, but it's all good. Nice. So Shannon over here took the trade, went to full TP. Nice work there. I'll document this trade as well. We just want to document all the trades because we want to see, how the strategy is working. I mean, obviously, I'm going to put notes over here too. So this is for the Hello Scout V2. Price faked out. Full on reversal. What happened after CNBC? Breaking news. So let's put that right there. And then the same with this one, price faked out again, similar pattern to previous loss. And obviously this one right here is going to be a win. So you guys can see over here, if you take like every trade, which I mean, it should be done that way, but I don't know. I have like from my analysis, obviously you guys can see that I look at the market differently, but yeah, if you took every trade from today, like every single trade that came up for the high-low scalp V2, you'll see that it would have balanced out because there was a win that happened initially, there was 2 losses, and then another win that happened initially. So if you took every single trade for today for the high-low scalp V2, it would have balanced out to break even because you got 300 up, 300 down, 300 down, 300 up, back to break even. And I have to create more. All right. So, I mean, we'll keep looking for another entry here, but I think this might. So this one's done. Leave that. And there's actually another one that's currently pending right now. So there's another entry here that's starting to set up. Again, I'm not going to take this entry. I think for today, my trade psychology is kind of messed up because of that first loss. And then the second setup over here kind of just threw me off a bit. And then this one over here, obviously it looks like it's starting to move a little more directional, but not really. You can't really see it here, but if you go to the clean chart, you can see that it's just in another range. So it kind of slightly pushes up and then it just pulls back into another range right here. So there may be another setup right here. We currently have, okay, so we have this breaking below. I'm not going to take the trade though, guys. So if you guys want to take it, I'll mark it up for you guys. But I'm definitely not going to take any more trades for today. I think I need to sit back before I make some mistakes. But yeah, another setup right here. We currently have price breaking close past the high. And then we have this candle here breaking close below it. And there goes the entry right there, guys. So if you guys are looking to take it, I'll follow it for you guys, but I'm not taking the position. So Kevin over here mentioned the momentum pullback scalp. I don't know if anybody caught it, but I wasn't able to get into it because, like I said, my trade psychology is totally fucked right now for the most part, to say the least. So I'm not really looking to take anything right now, guys. There was a momentum pullback scalp that came up right here. Price pushed up, this red candle right here pulled down. The entry would have happened right here at the 50 mark. So it looks like Kevin here identified it. I'm not sure if he took it, but if he did take it, it was a very quick move. So it pulled down. Yeah, it pulled down and then it went straight to TP immediately right after. So looks like Maria caught it, Kevin caught it. Nice work, guys, for catching that momentum pullback scalp. Unfortunately, I didn't take the trade there. I was too busy looking at the high-low scalp V2. That's a little bit of the problem with these entries here because they keep overlapping. You know, if we're looking at the high-low scalp V2, then we kind of have to go back to the momentum pullback scalp because a lot of times they come up, you know, right after each other. Daniel over here mentioned that the high-low momentum just hit too. So unfortunately, this trade here didn't play out. Hopefully nobody took it. Yeah, this market is just not, it's not really good because it just keeps going back into these ranges. So price ranges here, like if I was to clean up this range right here, you guys can see that it simply just goes back through, and you can see it's pulling back into the range here again. The same range that happened over here. So if I take this off, you guys can see, or sorry, if you guys just focus in this area here, there's a range, and then focus over here, there's a range, and focus down here, there's a range. It's not really a directional market. It's more so of a rangy market. And I think for this specific market, you guys know that the high-low momentum scalp typically works the best. So Yeah, it looks like a high level momentum scalp just came up right here. There's a higher high. Sell signal broken, close past pivots 1 and 2. And yeah, I mean, right there. Full TP. Yeah, higher high. Sell signal breaking close past pivots 1 and 2. Clear example of a high level momentum scalp. But yeah, I think I'm done trading for the day, guys, for myself. I trade psychology. I just don't want to fumble into any trades. I also don't want to revenge trade. And I think that's kind of like a key thing with a lot of people. Like a lot of people don't have that ability to just stop. So for me, I'm going to keep analyzing charts, but I close my MT4. I don't want to risk anything, especially when my mindset's not completely, dialed in. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll keep looking for entries here, but I'm not going to be taking any more trades on my end. So over here for the momentum pullback scalp, if we get another buy signal here, we'll have opportunity to look for price to continue in that direction. So if we get a buy signal here, we'll look for price to push up, retrace, and continue up. Once we get that, you guys can take a momentum pullback scalp from one of these levels. Also, looking over here at the high-low scalp V2, so this is the closest level right here. Typically, you don't have entries that come up so often. So you guys can see the entries that kept coming up over here. We had like one entry that came up right here. It didn't play out. And there's another entry that happened right here. It didn't, and this one actually played out. And there's another entry that happened right here. So there's basically 3 entries that happened within this short time span right here, right? Typically, we don't have entries like that happen for the high level scalp V2, because when price is moving directional, like right now it's not moving directional, it's just going sideways, right? When price is moving directional, that doesn't happen very often because it'll move directional. So you'll have an entry right here, you'll have an entry right here, you have an entry right here. With this type of market conditions, it's going back and forth. So you're having a bunch of highs that kind of come up. And sorry, 1 second. Allergies. I gotta get some medicine for these allergies, just for these live sessions, so that I'm not coughing and sneezing and stuff during our session. But anyways, right here, as you guys can see, price is back into the range. So this is the original range from earlier. If I just keep going through, it's basically just back in this area right here. So it looks like price is actually correcting back down, like what we were talking about earlier. If that becomes the case, let's go to the clean chart. So as we discussed about this earlier, target price points can be opening price. So this whole push to the upside was like pretty much uncalled for. We weren't really expecting this to happen because everything was bearish on market open. Now price is correcting back down, and target price point is going to be opening price right there. I don't know if any other liquidity got hit. There's no other liquidities here. It's just, so this level got hit, full TP, this level got hit. Pretty much all liquidities here got hit. Man, it's like the one day Vince decided not to take the liquidity pushes and they all hit. And we just talked about this yesterday, Vince. I don't know if Vince is even still on here. Yeah, Vince is on here. We talked about this yesterday about the liquidity pushes. He wasn't really having the best luck with liquidity pushes last week. So he decided to stop taking them for this week, and then he switches and they all start hitting right here. But don't fall into these trades, Vince. I know. We just talked about this, Vince. Yeah, I know. Don't hop into these late though, because these liquidity zones are already done with. So I don't recommend you guys take anything once it's already been tested, unless you're going for like a retest of the area. But all these have already been pushed through. So all these levels of liquidity, just pretty much ignore them. So anything past this level right here it's no longer useful. There's some more levels of liquidity up here, but I don't think this is going to get hit. There's no levels below. So yeah, we'll see where this goes to. But yeah, target price point is going to be right here, opening price. You can't really see the blue line very well, but it's right there where this level is at. Well, we don't have a trend here, so there's not going to be any entries for any high-low scalp V2s. There's also no trend here for the momentum pullback scalps. So there's really no entries for us to take right here at the moment. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. I mean, there's a lot of downtime right here, so I think this is a good time for you guys to ask questions if you do want. Let's see. So there's no scheduled mentoring session for today, guys. Just want to give you guys a heads up. I'm going to do them monthly now because we don't really have much to cover. We had a lot of mentoring sessions before because there was a lot of changes in the market. And, you know, during the summer, we were trying to figure out what was like the best strategies to like focus on. But at this moment, I think we're going to stick to the two strategies, the momentum pullback scalps and the high-low scalp V2s. Those are going to be the main strategies that we'll be focusing on. So there's not really too much to cover unless like, you know, there's something specific that you guys want me to review. So yeah, if you guys want a mentoring session, just let me know. We'll have to schedule it ahead of time. But for today, I don't plan on having one. We already had one for October. So I think next month is, or next week is it November already? And it's like years flying by. Yeah, it's November next week already. Yeah. Hopefully the market starts to move directional. If you guys have traded with me over the past couple of years, you know, usually the market starts to move a bit smoother after September. We're already getting into November and the market still isn't really moving to directional. You know, this kind of just proves to you guys that like the market's never going to be the same. A lot of people like to time the markets and they want to trade during a certain month. Like some people just don't trade all summer and they wait until September and they're like, okay, I'm going to trade now. And the market doesn't even move. I think September was like probably one of the slowest months. October is actually pretty good for us. You guys saw my trades so looking at the spreadsheet for October, we took a lot of good trades for the entire month of October. So we started to have some direction. And then last week we had a lot of, it was very sideways, just a lot of ranging. And then this week, I mean, we'll see if it picks up over the next couple of days, but it's just in a huge range right now. So it looks like the sweet spot right here is going to be this middle area. You guys can see this range. Price just keeps getting pulled back into this area right here. It'll push out of it slightly, then it'll come right back down. And it just keeps repeating the process. So it looks like the target price point is not going to get hit for opening price just yet. I mean, it might happen eventually, but at the moment, it's just sitting within this range here. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I decided to close my MT4 because there's just nothing for us to take here. Let's check the trend real quick. Right, so we're back to being bullish right now. So let's see, we have a level right here. If we get a buy signal here, then we may have opportunity for a momentum pullback scalp. All right, so we need this buy signal here to close. Once it closes, we're going to look for it to push up a little bit higher, retrace, and continue. Once it retraces, that's going to be the entry point for the momentum pullback scalp. All right, so no buy signal yet. It's still currently pending. The high over here is super far though, so or there might be another one right here currently. This one's also pending. You need to wait for a couple of candles to pass for it to establish. You know, I think for future reference for these high-low scalp V2s, guys, if we start to see a range like this, I'm probably not going to take the trade. I think we'll just, let me add that too. And this is how the strategies get better. Put that price was in a range. So I'm putting this in the notes over here. So in the future, we'll know to avoid the trades whenever it's in a heavy range, because these two losses could have been easily avoided. Like the first trade was actually good. The one that Maddie took, the initial one, that one was a good trade. And then these two trades could have been, or these three trades could have been just avoided completely. And it would just be one win for the day versus 2 wins and 2 losses. So, I mean, we'll get better at it. Okay, this level over here did not get established. And the volatility is very low right now. There's not too much going on. So, I mean, the only real level we have is up here. That's pretty far off. But you can see that price is still ranging right here. So again, going back to our rules, or what we just discovered and decided to use, price is ranging right here. So if it continues to range this way, even if we do get an entry, I wouldn't recommend taking it. Okay, so it just keeps creating a new level. I'll just leave it alone. I'm not going to keep marking up levels here. I'll wait until a level actually becomes established. Once it becomes established, then I'll go ahead and mark up my my high right there. But the buy signal still hasn't closed, so there's no momentum pullback scalps. There's no direction. Going back over here to the clean chart. I mean, there's so many like highs here that I can't figure out, right? Not that I can't figure out, I just don't know where to put it. Because I can add another level right here. But again, at that point, it's not really. Yeah, Patricia said, I don't like this, I'm getting off. Yeah, sorry, Patricia, we'll see you back here tomorrow. I don't like it either. That's why I'm not even gonna bother taking any trades here. It's not a good. I mean, now that I've drawn up the levels here, you guys can see it even better. That it's not really a good area to trade in, because you can see this big range and then price comes back up and it comes back down and then it goes back up. So I wouldn't be surprised if this pulls back into this area here, and you guys can see how it ranged around here. It just continues to go back and forth around this area. Yeah, it's just not a good. It's not a good area to trade in. So, all right, guys, if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. You know, I guess I'll just like hang out for a little bit, and then if there's nothing for us to take, I'll probably just wrap it up soon. Yeah, all right, Patricia, we'll see you back here tomorrow. CJ said just sitting on my hands and watching a movie. Yeah, that's probably the best option right now, because there's nothing for us to take here. Yeah, so you guys can see these levels that I drawn up. If you guys are wondering how I drew up these levels, I just use the high-low indicator. So I turn on the high-low indicator, and then I basically draw levels at where the higher highs are. The problem with this here is that there's so many higher highs. We usually don't have this. This isn't a typical problem for us, because there shouldn't be that many higher highs. There should just be like, you know, 1 or 2. But because price has been ranging so much, there's like so many higher highs and lower lows kind of scattered all over the place. That's pretty much how I drew up these levels. I identified where the higher highs are, the lower lows, and then I drew zones at those points. And you guys can see how I pretty much put together the market structure for today. You know, by drawing that. All right, so the buy signal still hasn't closed, as you guys can see here. There's no high that's been established. It just keeps pushing up a little bit and then it flattens out. And this buy signal here has not closed yet. So I'm not expecting it to close anytime soon, or it might even close here invalid. So, all right, guys, I'll hang out for a few more moments. If there's any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:45 right now, so it's not really, we don't have much time to really look for anything from now until 8. So if there's anything that you guys want me to cover before we get off, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I'll be wrapping this up pretty shortly. There's just no reason for us to hang out on here and then force a trade if something comes up. Because I feel like at this point, you're either on the far end of the spectrum. You're either wanting to get into a trade and you're going to FOMO, or you're on the other spectrum like me. I'm on this side where I'm not even looking to take anything at all because I'm done for the day. Like I'm already checked out. My mind's checked out from the market. I don't feel like taking anything. And I think that, yeah, I don't think anybody should be taking anything right now either, because there's just nothing going on. Let's check the news calendar for this week so we know what to expect. So let's see, tomorrow we have high impact news at 6:45. So that's right after open. S&P Global Services PMI. So we had some inflation news tomorrow. Global services and global manufacturing PMI, just some inflation news right there. We have the MBA 30-year mortgage rate on a Wednesday. New home sales month over month. This is all expected to be negative. So inflation news negative. New home sales negative. Powell's also going to speak on Wednesday. Thursday, we have Fed speaking. We have a lot of high impact news. We have trade balance, durable goods. What else we got? Growth rate, GDP, jobless claims, and the Fed. Yeah, we have a ton of news on Thursday. So on Thursday, it's a pretty stacked news day. Thursday and Wednesday, actually. Wednesday's not that bad, but Thursday is really bad. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have 16 news events pre-market on Thursday. A ton of news on Thursday. And then the Fed's going to speak at 6 o'clock. Then we have more news at 7. So Thursday is a stacked news day. Friday, we have some more inflation news here. PCE price index. You know, this is kind of weird because I thought inflation week was like 2 weeks ago, but I'm assuming we're having it twice this month because they're all happening at the end of usually the last week of the month is usually like pretty slow and pretty empty, but there's a lot of news and the Fed speaking pretty much every day. Fed bar speaking on Friday. Fed Waller speaking on Thursday. Powell's going to speak on Wednesday. It's going to be a big day. And that's about it. So it looks like the market's going to start picking up on Wednesday. And then Thursday, it's going to be super heavy with news. And then Friday, heavy news as well. And then the Fed's going to speak pretty much every day from Wednesday up until Friday. So that's what we can expect for this week. So yeah, if you guys don't have to trade today, which I'm pretty sure nobody has to trade, I'd probably just wrap it up. They're having the Fed board meeting today or tonight, and that's going to affect, obviously, stuff that's going to happen this week with their announcements. So there's not much to take here, guys. Going back to the chart, I'll just review things one more time. There's a new high right here. So if you guys are looking to take something here, it looks like this high here is established. So we do have a bullish trend. If price breaks past it, comes back down and comes back up, you're going to have opportunity for a buy right there. Again, I don't recommend anybody take it, but if you guys are looking to take some trades here, I know some people are, that's going to be one opportunity there. For the momentum pullback scalp over here, we need to get a buy signal. Once you get a buy signal there, you look for price to push past it, retrace down, and continue up. That's where your entry would be, wherever the pullback happens. And that's pretty much it. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for today. I'm going to wrap it up. There's about 10 minutes till 8. I'm not really expecting much to happen here. As you guys can see how price is moving, it's actually going back into a range right here. So I wouldn't recommend trading if you guys don't need to. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day, and we'll come back to this tomorrow morning, same place, same time. So, all right, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow.